Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Lisa, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I achieve this makeup look right here. It's super light, easy, simple. It is currently my everyday makeup look. I actually did a very similar, if not kind of the same makeup look on TikTok and Instagram, and it was actually for my Libra rising makeup. If you guys haven't heard, or if you're not into astrology, according to astrology, you're supposed to look the prettiest and most confident if you do your makeup with your rising sign. So my rising sign happens to be Libra, and when I did my research on what Libra rising makeup was supposed to look like, it's basically this, which is pretty much like really elevated, really natural. If you guys are keeping up with me right now on Instagram and TikTok, I actually am currently living in San Francisco for a little bit, and I just find that because a lot of people here, you know, don't really go all out in dressing up, including their makeup, like they don't do too much. I find that I'm trying to kind of like do more elevated looks as well, but just like kind of keeping it simple. So this has been my go-to makeup look, and I have been absolutely loving it. As usual, all of my links are linked down below, and if you check out my Comey and my Shop My, you will actually see my favorite makeup products listed, like all my favorite mascaras, all my favorite blushes, etc. And I try to keep it as updated as possible, so make sure you check that out as well. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get this video started. Starting with the first product, it's really important to start off with a good base, and I'm using the Say Beauty Super Dewy Glow. This just gives you a really nice shine underneath your makeup, as you guys can see. You can also use this as a primer, but I'm really extra because I really like my primers, so I'm going to actually go ahead and add a layer of primer. This one is the Hourglass Vanish Primer, and this product has actually been in my old routine. This is an OG product for me for so long, and then I kind of just forgot about it. Before I actually go in with any amount of color, I'm starting with my brows. So this one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. I am obsessed with this product for my brows. This is their gel formula, but truly I started using this product because it's by the same brand. I think the formulation is quite similar. I just thought that it might be better on the go. I find that to use this product, it's a little bit different. Like you have to kind of just go back and forth instead of like sculpting your brow and then using a different pen to actually sculpt it. So you want to actually just like apply the gel. So then you take, like I said, a different brush. This is the one by Refi. This is also my first time trying the brand. I bought it at Sephora in the US because I wanted to give the brand a try, but if you just kind of like sculpt your brows up like so, and then I find that it's really important to just brush it down with your fingers later after you kind of get the shape that you want, and you can also just like comb it down as well. Okay, next, going in with concealer first, I'm gonna show you guys now my technique for every day. I sort of stumbled upon this myself. This is the Hourglass concealer, and if you have been not living under a rock this year, you will know that this is probably one of everybody's favorite concealer products for the year. I like to put it on my hand instead of directly on my eyes. Then I like to take a beauty blender and just dab a little bit and build it up. Do you see how this is like the lightest amount possible? By doing this, you are allowing your skin to absorb the product properly and more deeply, and it looks way more natural. And now I'm gonna do the other eye. I also really like to mix foundations, especially if you find that you're in between colors. Up until I self-tanned, so yesterday, I usually mix these two together. This is the Tower 28 Skin Tint, and it is so good, you guys. Also, the formula is clean. So if you guys are into clean beauty, this is the one. And I also like how lightweight it is. So I always like to kind of dabble this into my mix, if you will. I have my classic Huda Beauty foundation. This one is in my summer shade, so that's why it's a lot darker. But I find that when I mix it together, it just like comes to this shade that is closer to my skin tone than what just one of these colors will give me. So once again, I like to put it on my hand. I like to mix it together, dab a little bit. Do you see how it's already much closer to my skin tone than what it would have been? Honestly, it looks also better once I blend this out, but same thing. I don't take a lot and then I start dabbing and I start using from this pile here. I find that this has given me the least cakiest yet high coverage foundation, or like the coverage that you want, because you're just constantly adding as much as you want. You start with very little and then you just kind of go on. Do you see how nicely it goes onto my skin? Because I'm not using too much and it comes to the skin contact first. So I don't know, I was like hearing some other people explain it. It's like it either like oxidizes or something. It already has that heat from your skin instead of the first contact being like your brush or something. It just gives such a natural skin-like finish instead of just like a very cakey look. For eyes, I'm bringing the most natural palette that I brought on this trip, which is the Charlotte Tilbury. I just love her eyeshadows because number one, as you guys know, I travel a lot, so I just like to keep it simple. I like to have just the 4 colors. I don't need anything complicated. For this one, it is in the color Exagger Eyes, and I'm just so sad because I can't seem to find this exact color palette on anywhere, like on her website or anything, but I'm gonna try to link a similar one for you guys. So starting off with the lightest color, as you guys saw me put that on, then moving on to my all over shade, which is this second brightest color here. Even if you don't have this palette, the concept is the same. Pick your 4 most natural colors that you think are gonna look good. For me, I like to stick with warmer tones with a little bit of a shine. And you wanna start off with the first color all over your lid, and then the second color just halfway through your lid instead of all over. And then the key is blending it properly so that it diffuses nicely. For this color, I'm just gonna use my fingers because it's shinier. I like to have the pigment, especially if it's on the shiny side, as you guys can see, to just warm up on my fingers first and then putting it on this area, not to be mixed with the inner corner color. Then taking the darkest shade, this is what's going to give this soft glam look. If you have hooded eyes, and if that is why you're here, you're definitely gonna be putting on more than my non-hooded eye girls. So if you don't have hooded eyes, you do not need to follow how much I'm putting on. But if you do have hooded eyes, you need to put it on. Basically, the guideline is where you wanna start seeing color. So for example, when I close my eyes, you see how here, if you want this color to show when your eyes are open, then you need to go higher than that because that's where the hoodedness comes in. And I also like to drag this just a little higher so it gives this like kind of cat eye look like this. If you guys can see it, it does have a little bit of a shape that goes upwards, not just like a circle or something. There is this upward motion right there. And then finally, you wanna take the same color, you wanna close it off. This is very important to do just the bottom lightly. You can also fix it with your fingers as well to kind of use it as a blending tool. Your fingers are going to be the best blenders. And this way it doesn't look super top heavy. So after that is done, it is time for eyeliner. In the TikTok and Instagram, I showed you guys by using this eyeliner here. This is the Lancome Le Stylo. I have used this product so many times and talked about it so many times on this channel. However, for this video, I'm gonna show you guys a new one because I just got sent this, and for once in my life, I found competition for this eyeliner. This is the Hourglass eyeliner, and this is in the color Cave, I believe, and it is also a waterproof gel liner. One of the reasons I like this one more than this one, I have yet to determine which one I actually like more, but this, I can put the lid on the top of my pencil, which I know it's just so simple, but I can't do that here. So this is also a twist one, by the way, so you never need to sharpen it, which I love. But as usual, I like to go underneath. I find that this is what gives the most natural color. It can look like a mess, which is also what I love because it's hard to get it right the first time. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hill brush in number 15. It's actually tiny. It is my one and only brush that I use for my gel liners. This is when you start shaping the eyeliner. to make it look like what you want it to look like. And because we're keeping it in the brown color, it just doesn't look overwhelming. So if you are someone who is like, oh my God, I either wear black eyeliner or nothing at all, there is a middle ground here. You can try brown eyeliner. I find that it does soften your look. So instead of just thinking you have to give up on eyeliner altogether, you can switch to brown eyeliner. Gonna do the other side. Perfect. Moving on to mascara. So in the other video, I did the brown mascara by Bad Gal, which is by Benefit. However, I cannot find the brown one anywhere. This is actually their red one, which I also really love. You guys would be surprised at how often I actually use red mascara because I actually use it a lot. It's crazy. But another brown one that I really love that I can find right now is the one by also Tower 28. This one is also amazing. And the applicator is so good for people with short Asian lashes like I do. But this is in the color Drift. And guys, brown mascara is my new thing. It is so good. And like I said, this Tower 28 one is amazing for short Asian lashes. You do have to go through it a couple of times, but I promise you it is so worth it. This brown color is so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, before I go to my favorite part of any makeup routine, I just have to finish up my brows. So going back with the Refi eyebrow pencil, I find that this eyebrow pencil, not only just in the pen, but also just like the actual compartment, like the holder, is so thin that if you are someone who really likes the precision, then I would recommend this eyebrow pencil because it's so precise. I will say honestly though, most of the time I do like broader strokes. So this, I just have to work harder. But makeup is always about preference, okay? Like just because someone says that they don't like a product doesn't mean you won't like it. Moving on to the face portion. So as I showed you guys, I used this bubblegum color from Huda Beauty. Her blushes are honestly so good. They're very, very easily blendable. Okay guys, my camera was overheating, so I couldn't blend it in front of you, but I don't mind adding another layer to show you guys. But essentially, you can definitely keep layering up if you want. This color is so nice, specifically if you have skin tone that is similar to mine, just because I know that sometimes these lighter colors show up a little bit more difficult on darker skin tones. But if you do have a similar skin tone, this is such a beautiful color to have as your blush, especially for like a natural everyday color. You can also put some on your nose, of course. For bronzer, I am using the one by Chanel. This is a product that I bought on my road trip, so it's very special to me, but I've been using it for all of this month, and honestly, this really does live up to the hype. It's very, very easy to blend out, and it's just like such a quick and easy way to put your bronzer on, and it blends so beautifully. For the amount that this bronzer is, I was like, this better answer all of my problems. And it kind of does, honestly. It does make the bronzing part a lot easier. I will say also the self-tan also makes it easier because I don't have to put as much. And then this is sort of the finished product. For powdered blush, I'm using this new product that I got from House Labs. I love this so much. This is in the color Rose Quartz and it goes on so beautifully. I'm gonna show you guys. It complements the Huda Beauty so well, especially if you find that the NARS Orgasm, because it's been around for a long time, if you guys find that that color doesn't work for you for whatever reason, I personally love this blush, and there's like a little bit of a shine to it as well. So if you prefer that, then this is definitely the blush for you. Going in with my powdered bronzer, I'm using this palette by Charlotte Tilbury. If you guys don't have this palette, I highly recommend, especially if you are kind of like in your beginning makeup stages, because this is a very, very natural sculpting powder that isn't super overwhelming. As you can see, the color isn't super deep. So if you are someone also who's trying contouring for the first time, especially like powder contouring, I just really have always loved this product. And then finally for highlighter, usually like I said, I would use this one as well, or the Hourglass stick, but I did just get sent this, and this powder is so nice. It is just like, I just have to show you guys. It's very light, which is why it's good for just like a very light everyday color. You just want it to offer a little bit of shine instead of this overpowering glimmer of light. So you just put it on the top of your cheekbones, and then it just shows up very lightly, like a little bit of a shine on your face. And then what you can also do is you can take the color as well and do it in your inner corners. Once again, it's a very subtle color, but it will brighten up your eyes. Also, to finish off, I like to use the Makeup by Mario loose powder, just so I have all the other areas in my face set. Finally, moving on to lips, I'm using the lip liner by House Labs. This one also, if you guys look on TikTok, I saw a bunch of creators talking about it, and I was like, I wanna see what the hype is about. And honestly, this lived up to the hype. I feel like this is what lip contouring should be. It's not as thin as like a liner, and it's very creamy and very easily blendable. And you can just blend it nicely with your fingers. So finally finishing off, this is my favorite lipstick. As you guys know, this is the YSL lipstick. This one is in the color 15. This formula, I've used it to death. As you can see, I'm like trying to turn it more. But I also like this because you can just dab it very lightly, and it just works so well with my skin tone. I love the look of it, but I am still ultimately like a glossy girl, so I like to always finish off with a lip gloss or a lip oil. The one that I'm using is the Armani lip gloss, and this one is in the color 05. So this is what the final makeup look looks like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you, bye.